let's drop in. Yes, I did get bangs. We'll talk about the bangs for a second, but I'm really here to talk about the cleanse that's coming up and why I'm choosing to cleanse, why I'm choosing to do an Ayurvedic reset this season. We've traditionally done this twice a year, and it's been a while because of studies, because of clients, the other work that I've been doing. Haven't been hosting these cleanses, and a dear friend was like, why don't we just do it, and sure, we can gather a crew together. I'm like, okay, sure. But there's been a resistance to it because of the feeling of needing to promote it and reach out. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to go through, do it, let you know what's up, why I'm doing it, and see if you want to join. So this video, I'm gonna express to you why I'm choosing to do the reset, to do the cleanse this spring, and then I'll relate it to the choice of getting bangs at the end, because everything is connected. There's always a relationship. So why am I choosing to do the cleanse? And if this resonates with you, like, let me know or hop on board so we can support each other. One is to come back to this sense of being humble, which I've definitely been humbled a lot this past year. A lot. And in this transition, this seasonal change, I get to be confronted with how can I be led by the seasons? How can I be led by nature? And participate with, instead of me directing and telling my body what to do in each moment, which I feel like we're always doing. We're like making these plans, these schedules, like this and that, which is great. I love it. But I'm definitely constantly telling my body what to do. And in this cleanse, there's such an opportunity to be led by the body, be led by the seasons, and bringing in this sense of truly listening. And then in that, there's this ability to discover, what are my boundaries? What are my true boundaries when it comes to my body, my digestive system, when it comes to my physical capacity, when it comes to my mental, energetics, even financially? Like, all of this gets to come up and arise in what's the current boundary, the current capability to move forward with in the best way. And this sense of being able to listen through it all, like listen to be led by body and by nature, is very humbling. So that's one reason. Another reason why I'm choosing to do the cleanse again is because there's been this constant remembering that's been happening. Remembering to trust in the mystery, to trust in whatever work I can do here and now is enough. Instead of producing, this way that these systems of consumerism, capitalism are set up to constantly produce, which actually serves not a majority, and definitely not me in the long run, right? So the cleanse helps to come back to my body and mind, which is perpetually attached, right? We cannot separate. But my body and mind, coming back to that, and in the response, coming from like the first reason, humbling, in the response of connecting to mind and body, I can find the sense of trust that, oh, okay, if I am with my body and mind, it might not look like the typical produce framework and daily regimen of create, produce, do more, which equates to better. Like, can I trust that model isn't always what's going to be best? Sometimes it might be great if my capacity is there, but the trusting in what comes through in listening to body and mind and nature. Like, again, coming back to the first point. So, first reason to come back, to humble myself, listen to nature, to the seasons, co-create in that way. Second, to come back to and strengthen this trust, this sense of trust in myself, body, mind, and nature. Not just listening, but also trusting in the not knowing, because in producing, in being in the production model, the consumer capitalist model, we know what's going to happen. I know, for me, is the typical short bursts of, oh, I did it, and then you got to do more, which leads to burnout, right? Which leads to then still feeling this dissatisfaction. And the sense of like, there's still more. Like, what is the more? It's probably because I haven't been listening to my body and mind, which actually was the real recipe to create the sense of enoughness. Maybe it was the rest, what have you. And the third reason, of course, there are many other reasons, but for the sake of this connection with you, the third reason is because I want to continue to work on expanding my immunity, my immune system, my immune capabilities. And coming from someone who has a history of skin diseases, skin disorders, this is my like weak spot whenever there's inflammation, clogged channels, and shift from waste in the digestive system out into different peripheral channels. It goes into my skin. For other people, it might be different, like the joints and things like that. But the immune expanding into my level of immunity helps to not only break down external pathogens and waste materials that's constantly being taken in, but also through the digestive process gets excreted. So this expanding into immunity, the proper immunity, helps to easily break down these waste materials so that there's less energy going to trying to fight, right? For so long, itchy, I'm like constantly in fight, itch, fear, worry, constriction. So much energy is in just being tense. When the flow of all of the different channels of the body, of course, of the digestive channels, but also the channels to produce tissue layers, and the channels of the skin, right? These channels being clear helps for efficiency. And what can happen with efficiency? Cognition improves, like mental clarity, decision making that's connected to my intuition and intellect. This ability to remember what is actually true to me instead of coming from a reactive place, right? Like, so much can happen in the harmony of an expanded immune system. And that's also what I'm excited about. Of course, we have the clear channels, which means clear skin, and helping the waste clear out from the winter season, accumulated in the winter, and then gets hardened in the fat tissues. So, of course, so much comes with that. So that's it from me. The top 3 reasons why I'm choosing to cleanse this spring. Humbling through listening and learning by way of listening to the seasons, to the mind and the body. And what was number 2? Number 2, trust. Leaning into trust and expanding into that even more. Sense of trust in listening to the body and to the seasons, and creating a new paradigm for how I can live my life. And then third, expanding into immunity. Expanding into my true capacity for strength and what that might mean for me, mind, body, and my dharma. All things that I connect with in this web of life. So that's for me. If you want to join, let me know. You can go to the click button thing on my site. It's $50, right? It's a sliding scale. So anything extra will be donated to a family in need, a friend's family who's working on moving through the border in Rafah. So if anything's made, then that will go to a friend. And if you've joined before, it's $25. And if you have questions, you're not sure about the cleanse, if it's for you, just send me a message. You can email me, whatever works. This is going to be a really powerful way to set the stage, again, to reset, to clear, and then rebuild. Like, what kind of building blocks do we want to use? And it's really helpful and much easier to do so in community with support, because that's like what life's about. Support and community. So I love you. The bangs. How do I relate this back to getting the bangs? Because in the choice to do something that I've always wanted to do, I've always wanted to get bangs, but there's a lot of sound that's about to happen. I've always wanted to get bangs, but I always thought, no, I'm worried about other people, or what if. But at the end of the day, like, there has been a part of me that I just want to explore and then tend to with care. Explore, see what comes up, and tend to it with care. If there's always this what if, then am I actually following through with the listening to these parts of me? Maybe it's just this part of me that's excited. That's fine. Can I explore it too, though? And can I listen and respond with care? So that's very similar to what we're going to do in the cleanse. Listen to what comes up, not resist any urges that comes up as long as they're safe. And then get curious about what happens as a byproduct of that listening. Okay. I love you, I love you, I love you. Ooh. I hope you join. It'll be really fun. Good food, simple food, clearing channels, strengthening, community, somatic inquiry, getting in touch with our intuition, getting in touch with our highest self. And I love you.